Oh, isn't it just a great day? We are back, chapter 2.5, section 3, looking to write and solve percent equations. So we are going to look at three keywords that we are going to see within all of these examples. And these three keywords are going to help us write our needed equations in order to figure out what value specifically we are looking for. Those three key words, first is the word what. If I'm trying to figure out what something is, that's an unknown value. So what is it? I don't know. So we're going to give that our generic letter. You can use any letter you want. I just have X up here to indicate, hey, I'm trying to find what something is. I don't know what it is, so I'll call it X. The word is literally means equals. 3x is 15. 3x equals 15. And then the word of, if you go way back to our first day of school, the word of, two letters, big meaning, means to multiply. So we're going to use those three words and their meanings to help us set up percent equations, and we'll use our inverse operations to solve, isolate our given variable and figure out what value we are looking for. So we're going to read through our 6 kind of crunch and munch examples here, and then be able to figure out the different types. There are 3 different types. We'll do 2 of each. So first example, we have what percent of 72 is 18? So I'm just going to read and write exactly where each of those key words are. So first I see the word what. What, again, if I don't know what something is, I call it X. Percent, that's not on my list, so I keep reading. Of means to multiply. So I have what X of times 72 is equals 18. So my goal here is to isolate the variable X. It's being multiplied by 72, so to get X alone, I'll undo the multiplying with dividing both sides by 72. X will then equal 18 over 72 is 0.25. And the only thing I need to do now is write that as a percent. And I am done. So that is your job today. Read through each of these questions and write out an equation literally from the given words. Example 2, 75%. Again, to make a percent a usable number, I turn it into a decimal, moving the decimal point 2 to the left, so 75 becomes 0.75. Then I see the word of, which means to multiply. So 0.75 times what, if I don't know what something is, I call it X, is equals 48. So to get X alone, I am going to undo multiplying X by 0.75 with dividing both sides by 0.75. So X will equal 48 divided by 0.75, which I believe is a Nintendo 64. Let's confirm that. 48 divided by 0.75 is a 64. Lovely. So those are the 2 more challenging types. Example 3, we have the easiest of the types, because if you read here, it says what is. So X equals. What is X is equal. So I already have the X alone. So all I have to do is take 250%, again, to make that number, that percentage into a usable number. 250% as a numerical value is 2.5, and then of times 14. So 2.5 times 14 is 35. So those are the 3 types that you will see today. We'll take a look at one more of each type, and then a couple of word problem applications. 4 is similar to question 1, where we have what percent. So what x percent is not on our list of 3 of times 80 is equals 48. To get x alone, I'll undo multiplying it by 80, divide both sides by 80. .48 over 80, I believe, comes out to 0.6. We will confirm that here. 48 divided by 80, 0.6. So then the last thing, to make that a percent, I'll move my decimal 2 to the right and get 60%. 5, the nice type, what is? So x equals 50% is 0.5 as a decimal of times 26. So 50%, half of 26. That's a good mental math. Half of 26 is 13. Last one of the crunch and munch here. We've got 25%. So as a working number, 0.25 of times what? X is equals 92. So this one a little challenging to do mentally. We'll divide by 0.25 on both sides. Again, here's where it's handy to have a calculator. I think it's 368. 92 divided by 0.25. I'm going to confirm that. Or possibly deny it. So 92 divided by 0.25, yes, confirmed, is a 368. How does that happen? Well, dividing by a fourth. Usually we don't divide fractions, we multiply by the reciprocal. So multiplying by the reciprocal of 1 over 4, 4 over 1, 92 times 4, 368. Be back with a couple of word problem applications. All right, we're back to wrap up section 3 with our 2 word problem applications. Example 7, we have a young person here looking to spend 30% of their monthly income on rent. That's Kiko. If she pays $810 for rent each month, what is her monthly income? So we need to read through here and set up a general equation from the given information. So we are told here that Kiko spends 30% of her monthly income on rent. So we can say that her rent equals 30%, 0.3, of times her monthly income. So we're going to fill in the given dollar amount. Do we know how much rent she pays, or do we know her monthly income? Well, we're told she pays $810 for rent. So for rent, I'm going to plug in 810 equals 30%, 0.3. What is her monthly income? So that's what we're trying to find, her monthly income. I'll use M for monthly income. So to find her monthly income, I'm going to undo multiplying her monthly income by 0.3 with dividing both sides by 0.3. And then I'll get M, her monthly income. 810 divided by 0.3, I think is 2,700. Let's either confirm or deny that. 810 divided by 0.3. Yes, confirmed, is 2,700. So she has $2,700 a month for her total income. And if you want to check that, you can always say, hey, is 2,700 times 0.3 equal to 810? And you will find that is true. Last example here, we have a application of simple interest. And simple interest, the formula for that, I, your interest, is equal to P Your principal, that's the not the leader of the school, but that's the amount of money you start with. Backing up, interest is money you earn at a bank or a financial institution for placing your money there. R is your rate. It'll usually be given as a percentage. You want to make that a decimal to make it a usable working number. And then T is time in years. So if you're given like 18 months, you're going to want to convert that to 1.5 years. So our example here, we're told, suppose you invested some money at 8%. So 8% is my rate. That's 8% simple interest for 5 years, so my T is 5. I received $500 in interest, so I is going to be 500. We want to know how much money did you invest. So we're trying to find P, the principal. So if I write out my equation here, I equals PRT. I, we're told that we received $500 in interest. P, the principal, that's what we're trying to find. R, the rate, we said was 8%. So be careful. 0.08 times T, the time in years, is 5. So what I can do here to get P alone is I can first simplify the right side. So I'm going to have 500 equals P times 0.08 times 5. Well, I can multiply the 0.08 times 5 and get 0.40. So then to get P alone, I'll undo multiplying it by 0.4. I'll divide both sides by 0.4. And P, the principal, the amount of money that I started off with, 500 divided by 0.4, we're going to have 1,250. So there we have it. There's our starting amount, $1,250, and life is groovy. So your job, you'll always be given 3 out of the 4 values in your I equals PRT equation, and your job will be to rock and roll, solve for the one variable that you do not have the amount for. Fly on, have a great one.